Hey guys, Aubrey here with Erie Motorsports. So I decided to do this into a two-part video. This is a video building this electric YZ dirt bike. So I'm building this with parts from Electro and Co and a 2001 YZ 250F steel frame dirt bike. So if you haven't watched the first video, I would start there because there's a lot of information from showing the dirt bike up close and showing it after the build in the beginning of the first video, so if that makes sense. So anyways, here's the video, and thanks for watching. I forgot to mention this, but I am not being sponsored by Electro and Co. I paid for all these parts outright, so I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not being paid by them. So I'm not reviewing this product right now anyways, but I do want everybody to know that I paid for the parts, and so any opinions that I express about this kit or its functionality is my honest opinion. All right, so I've got my primary brackets welded up, and this basically is going to go and basically just surrounds the motor. So I have this separated here so that I can pull the top off and get the motor out of the brackets, because otherwise the motor would just be stuck in the brackets when I go and weld all the tabs on here. And then this is nice and sturdy. As you can see, it's going to be nice and rugged. So we're doing this the old-fashioned way, you know, no 3D scanners or laser cut brackets or anything fancy like that. So the trick is, how do we get the motor mounted in there at the right in the right position, at the right angle and everything. And so my plan is just, you know, I built this without worrying too much about where it sits, and then I'm going to put the motor where it needs to be and then build the brackets off of this aluminum to the motor. So the question is how to get everything aligned. So what I came up with was I put this piece of angle iron on here, and that holds my laser level here. And this gives me a 90 degrees, so I can put that right down. I know right where this chain used to go because it's got a groove that's been worn in there, and I can run that right down to my sprocket, and so I know that that's in a straight line, and then I'm able to align the motor by seeing where this 90-degree laser lands on it. So as long as it's in line with this laser here, then it's going to be 90 degrees to the chain. Then the next axis that we have to worry about is this way, tipping it this way, and for that I have a angle measurement here. So I'm going off of this right here and zeroing it off of that, and then checking it up here to make sure that it's zeroed. So, you know, it's a chain drive, so we don't have to have it perfect. It's obviously going to be able to be off. It could be off a significant amount and really not make that much of a difference, but I want to get it as close as possible. So I'm going to get this aligned and get some brackets made up to hold it in place, and then I'm hopefully going to make up just a couple of the brackets that'll get it stuck where it needs to be, and then I'll pull everything out of there, weld it all up on the bench, and then that should be done, and then we'll be able to get the mount made up for the battery, and I'm going to see how all that fits and works out. And I feel like maybe I might want to put a bracket up to here or something just to keep that, but like I don't know if it's going to be necessary. So we're going to see as we go how we're going to mount the battery. I'm planning on making like a nice plate, you know, that kind of has some sides on it, on 3 sides, so it can kind of slide in there, maybe put some foam in there. But I wanted to have it like removable. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to buy another battery probably, but I don't want to have it too hard to remove in case I ever do decide to get another battery for it or something like that. So I was thinking originally that I would make brackets that go down to here for these tabs. But then I decided what I'm going to do, and this is just going to tie everything together really nicely. So I made this piece up, and I'm going to weld that in there, and that will connect this all together, make this really rugged, and it means that it'll be easier when I pull all of this out of here to like weld it on my bench, because these pieces will be connected together. So just got to get it tacked in place and then pull it out of there and weld everything. All right, so here's the completed motor bracket all mounted up. So I can drop this thing in right like this. I don't need to put it in and then mount the motor and then put the top in. Like I can build it all like this and drop it right in place. The only reason to have it so it splits apart like that is in case I do need to pull the motor out of it. But you can see it's very secure. And then down here, I left a gap here so that mud and dirt can come out of there. Whereas on this side, I enclosed that. So that's obviously stronger, but you know, I didn't want it to just get filled with mud and dirt. Plus these 2 tabs are at different heights, so I couldn't put a plate across both of them without putting a spacer in there. So it's looking good. We'll go ahead and get it mounted in and then start working on the battery mounts. All right, so we're making progress here. I got this bracket made up. So this is just gonna have some foam under it, and it's gonna bolt in there. And then I'm gonna bolt it down here. That's gonna provide structure to this side of the battery bracket. But then I was trying to figure out exactly how. I was thinking maybe I'd take a piece of 1 inch and like bend it across here and down to here. But I got to thinking about it. We got this nice 10 millimeter hole right there. And so I think what I'm gonna do is, this isn't being used. So I'm gonna take this piece and go from there to there. I'm gonna cut this out so that, because it doesn't quite line up. If I used a 1 inch piece, like, I wouldn't have enough space to get a spacer in there and some foam. So I'm going to put a flat piece 90 degrees to this across here, might even bend it to match here, and then put foam in there, and then bolt that in, if it makes sense. So first I've got these flats are at different points from center, so I'm gonna have to bend this plate to fit there. Then I'm going to have to saw it out, and then I'm gonna have to bend the perpendicular piece to match this. So that's what we're doing next. Alright, so I'll fit it on there right like that. I just gotta cut this out and get some stuff welded in place. All right, so I've made some progress here. I didn't take a video of making these brackets, but I'll get a close up here so you can see how they're made. So it's just a piece of 2 inch by 3/16 bent this way, and then 2 inch by 3/16 with a bend there and there. So use the existing mounting brackets and then put the 1/4 inch neoprene foam in there. So this doesn't allow for any adjustment. Like, there's no clamp here. There's no way if I get a different battery or if this foam gets kind of squashed out and it starts rattling. But I mean, it's really secure in there right now. So I think it's going to work really good. And then over here, I bent that tab down there, right there, and then bolted that through with some rubber back in there. So this is squishing that into place. And then if I want to remove the battery, I have to pull these 3 and then these 2 here, and that'll give me enough flex to pull that out, to slide it out. So it won't take too much to remove it, but I don't really see me swapping this. Like, I'm not going to be going to the track and running it and trying to swap it out or anything like that. If anything, I might get a fast charger for it so that I can charge it up quick. The other thing that I've done is I went with a tapered bar. So these are tapered adapters here from Tusk. And I went to a tapered bar so I would have room to mount my dashboard right there. So I've got these collars here. And the collars are going to bolt on right here, and then I'm going to weld them to an aluminum bracket that's going to hold this in place. And then I've got to get my controller mounted in here, and I've got new plastics coming in for it soon. So I'm going to start working on the controller now, and then get this dashboard done, get the plastics on there. Then I got to get the tank fitted. I'm going to have to cut out some of the tank so that these can fit in there. But it's coming along really nicely. I should have this done pretty soon. Should be riding it around before long.
All right, thanks for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for another video. It'll probably be a couple months before I get around to it, but at some point I will get around to making a video of a review of this with other people using it and give you my thoughts on it and if there's been any issues with it. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for more videos and content.